Welcome. My name is Boštjan Rumen. I'm coming from Faculty of Tourism from University of Maribor in Slovenia in Europe. I don't know if you have noticed, but Slovenia is the only country in the world which has love in its name. Let me get to the point really quickly. What is the situation in Slovenia and in Europe in general right now? Everything is normal. And when I say normal, I mean normal. The only not normal thing is that people still have to wear masks when they're inside. Everything else is back to normal. Our government has cancelled the decree on epidemics. So officially in Slovenia, there is no more epidemics. It is raised awareness, it is raised alert, but there is no epidemics at the moment. So everything returned back to normal, especially student life. All the classes are being held live for the remaining of the semester, which is not much anymore, but anyway. All the exams are live, so everything is live as of the moment. Let me point out that travel to Slovenia is open under two conditions. Either you have a negative PCR test before you enter the country. For visitors from India, they will get a quarantine despite the negative test. But if you are coming from India and you got vaccine, there is no quarantine. So free movement, free entry for all the vaccinated persons. So everything is more or less under control here. It is true, it's summer here, rather hot one at the moment. We have Indian temperatures at the moment, 35 degrees. So COVID situation is very much under control at the moment. I cannot say how it's going to be in the future. You know, it's hard to foretell the future, but as of the moment, everything is normal. Most importantly, student intake is and was not disrupted. We had regular intake despite COVID already in 2020-21, so we're now talking 21-22. Even if things will get worse, we will still have regular intake. On the top of the second wave, we were open for Indian students. Our students were still able to travel to Slovenia, they were able to enroll to our university, they were able to travel, and they were able to study. As of speaking, all the studies now are live. And university is processing applications as normal. Nothing has changed except that some original documents are not needed. But in principle, everything goes on regarding the studies and regarding procedure as it was. There are actually no big changes due to COVID. Of course, we adapted a little bit, but in principle, everything is as it was. Let me say a few words quickly about the Faculty of Tourism, which is part of University of Maribor, and our university is one of the top 500 universities in the world, based on World Times ranking. That gives you worldwide recognition of diploma. So with our diploma, you can go anywhere in the world and it is accepted. No special procedures, no special paperwork, additional paperwork needed. You don't just present the diploma and it will open your door. Because we're part of a university, large university, we have very good international relations. We have Erasmus program, we have student life, and everything that actually belongs to the university. All the facilities, all the amenities, libraries, and so on and so on. So everything that you will find at, or you expect to find at the university, we will have it. Our university, our faculty, is located in close proximity to Slovenia's largest spa. Why am I telling you this? This is because our studies are extremely or totally practice-oriented. Interactive studies, hands-on experience. We take our students to field trips. We take our students to field work. We have a principle that it is impossible to study tourism out of a book. You have to live tourism in order to understand and work in tourism. We have internship is a part of education process. It's part of a study program. You cannot get a diploma actually without passing or completing the internship. It is graded actually. So you have to do it. No exceptions. And the good point to that is that usually internships are being paid by the companies. Not always, but usually they are. So I would say in 80% of cases they are. I mentioned already that we have lots of field work, field trips around Slovenia and abroad, so around the whole Europe. We are a very young, enthusiastic faculty, extremely friendly. You can check with the students that are already enrolled in our programs. And we have a very good student-to-faculty ratio of 10:1. So we know our students more or less personally. We guide them, we counsel them, and we take care of their well-being. And we're a rather young team. We offer 2 study programs. The first one is Bachelor in Tourism, of course in English, 3 years, and it's valued at 180 European Credit Transfer System points, ECTS shortly. Which means that you can freely gather your European credit points, not only at our university, but as an exchange student, also at any other European participating university. This is typical what we offer our students first and second year. If we're talking about Bachelor, they usually stay with us, and the third year they go abroad, meaning that you are actually a student of our university and at the same time the student of the visiting university. So you have actually the double student status and double the benefits, so from our country and from the visiting country. The tuition fee for our study program is 3,500 euros. It covers, of course, only basic costs, and field trips and everything else is, of course, extra. Practical orientation is such that we have 420 hours of practical work, so student work placement. 420 hours, that translates to almost 3 months of work on site, at a tourism facility. On top of that, field trips, excursions, visits, talking to service providers, going to hotels, going to airports, going to all the companies that are one way or another way related or actually doing the business. We offer our students a very broad knowledge of tourism, which goes into the direction of spa, which is very, very attractive field in Europe, hospitality, sports, cultural heritage, and rural development. We are not a hotel school, so we don't give our students focused area of being able to run a hotel, basically. Of course, we do have hotel courses, hotel-related courses, but we give our students a little bit more broader view of what tourism is. It's not hotel business itself. Hotel is just one of the aspects of tourism business. Of course, as I said, our students do get to know how to run a hotel, but not only hotel. So we have 3 pillars. We're building on digital, which is the keyword nowadays, and also the future of tourism. You have seen yourself how important digital is now during the COVID crisis. Everything is actually very online most of the time, or more or less. So even tourism didn't die off during COVID crisis, it went digital, and that this is very important. And this is what we were talking about with our students all the time. We're talking about destination management. Again, we don't see a hotel as a destination. It's a part of the business offer available at the destination, but it's not only hotel management. So we give our students really broad knowledge how to run a destination. It can be a hotel, but it can be something else as well. And we are talking about experiences. This is what tourists of 21st century are really expecting, experiences. The next study program that we have in English is Master of Tourism. It lasts 2 years with 120 credit points. The same tuition fees, 3,500 euros. And here our students get in-depth knowledge and focus on future trends in tourism, which is again digital, sustainable, and healthy. Here, our study program is a bit on the higher level. It is research-oriented, so our students get to know research methods, but they must be able to show how to do the research on practical applications. So there is no point in learning theory if you don't know how to solve a real-world problem. And this is what our Master of Tourism study program is all about. The curricula is on the link. I'm sure you can get it later. So what are the eligibility criteria? For the bachelor level, it's really easy. You have to have a completed secondary education. Open boards are accepted as long as they're accredited. And we conduct a previous studies recognition procedure. So it's just a procedure. You supply us with documents, we check them, and we return the document. The same goes for the master level. So again, you have to have a completed bachelor somewhere with the right to enroll into the master somewhere in India, for example. Again, we check your diploma, we check your syllabus, and we do the procedure on checking it. However, if you are not coming from social sciences, which is comparable field of studies, we have 2 entry exams. So you basically get by email 2 books, and you read them, and then you pass the entrance exam, which is not that difficult to pass. I have to be honest, nobody has failed so far. So we have entry exams, we have accepted everybody. Having that said, it is a government regulation that we have to, check background for students that are not coming from social sciences. This is about it for the eligibility criteria. We don't have any minimum grades. We check them, but we don't have them. However, there are some other eligibility criteria which are being checked by the embassy for getting your visa. Unfortunately, the British Council IELTS is required, not at the time when you apply at the university, but at the time when you go for the interview with the embassy. So you don't need to have IELTS right now. It can be gotten later. The minimum score, as I mentioned, is 5.5. If you have 6 or higher, it's better. The agent will prepare you for the embassy interview. We have I can really say we have 100% success rate. And this is really encouraging, of course, provided all your papers are being checked by the agent. The next thing that is being checked for the visa is the family or student income. They're targeting at 8,300 euros per year surplus. What does it mean? That means 3,500 for the tuition and about 5,000 for living costs. But the actual living costs are lower. They're going around somewhere around 250 euros per month. It depends on how much you spend, of course. And the surplus must be shown to be available, not on site, but available for the duration of the study. So it doesn't have to be on the account, for the whole 3 years, but it has to be shown that your family has enough income to be able to support you. Recently in Slovenia, there were changes to visa procedure, but actually there was no change for our Indian students. Absolutely no change. I will give you the government explanation later on. It was a change for students coming from Europe outside European Union. That was a change. That was a big change, but not for students coming outside European Union, outside of Europe, actually. There is absolutely no change. The still same checking procedure goes on as it was before. What does it mean? They're looking for constant money deposits 6 months before visa application to the total amount of 4,900 on the time of application, or a student loan. So they're not expecting you to have, you know, the money coming in if you have student loan coming in one batch. So they're flexible in that respect. So it's just the same as it was before. You have to show that you have enough money to support yourself once you're in Europe, once you're in Slovenia. We have post-landing services available, which means that we have on and off-campus accommodation. They're differently priced. We're talking about 180 euros for on-campus, and it can be quite less for off-campus accommodation. Students sharing the rooms or whatever they do, it's up to them actually. And usually students are mixed. Some of them choose on-campus accommodations and some off. It's really not such a big difference in quality, except that on-campus is a bit maybe closer to the lecture rooms. And we offer also airport pickup to our students, and public transportation is available, of course. So to summarize, not to take too much time, we are a government and public university. That means we're government funded. We will not go bankrupt. Our university has been around for 50 years almost now. Our sister university in the capital has been around for 100 years. So there is no fear that we'll go bankrupt or just disappear before you finish your studies. No worries. You will be protected despite all the circumstances that might have happened. We have a very modern study program, which is practically oriented. We have internship, can be paid as a part of study program. Language of instruction is English, of course. That's why the IELTS requirement by the embassy. We offer additional languages. We have German and Italian, which are major European languages, on top as part of the study process. So our students have to, when they graduate, they can speak a little bit of German and Italian. More German, a little bit Italian, and Slovenian, because they have to, you know, say hello and good day in our language. It's, you know, just useful when you're living here to know a few words. IELTS is required, I repeat, at the time of embassy interview, not now. We have a typical time to visa once all the papers are completed in 3 months. We have no gap. We accept any gaps, so gaps are allowed with no limit, both bachelor and master. And we have a stay back period, which is very flexible. 1 year and 9 months is minimum in Slovenia, and it can be extended to even more, but before graduation. We are talking sometimes even 2 to 3 years. It depends on the student and their preferences. And our government is really generous with citizenship. Once you're holding your temporary residence permit, which means the student permit, 7 years of holding it will get you to citizenship. It counts normally. The only thing is that you then have to speak local language decently, which is not a problem. If you live in the country for 7 years, you should be able to learn. We have very many working possibilities for our students, part-time, full-time, as they choose. The only limit actually is 3,800 euros per year. Is not taxable. Everything beyond that is taxable, so you pay normal taxes as we do. The government is regulating minimum wage for students. It's currently at 5 euros per hour, so nobody can pay you less, so you will not get exploited. And you even have basic insurances, social security, social insurance. It goes actually also towards your pension fund. And of course, you have health insurance while you're working. Because Slovenia is centrally located, we have good connectivity to our neighboring countries. So daily buses, trains, and airplanes to Munich in Germany, to Berlin in Germany, to Vienna in Austria, Rome, Italy, Venice, Italy, Paris, France, Prague, Czech Republic, and so on. So just daily connections are available. I mentioned we have Erasmus Exchange. You can go abroad. Slovenia is part of Schengen, so you can go abroad easily without any restrictions. And because of our European credit system, our diploma is accepted anywhere in the world. And of course, we have career and student counseling available on site all the time. This concludes my short presentation. Goodbye.